Going. All right. So just going off of this, what is there, in part one, what is the difference between match and pair data and independent samples? In the independent, there is no matching. It doesn't matter if whether you can have a boy, girl, and their numbers, and it can be completely independent of each other. Whereas the match have to be boys before and after, boys before, after, like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I got.
Okay. All right. Complete a chart in the left-hand fill the names of the four quantitative hypotheses we have completed thus far. All right. So that's whatever it's. I mean, I don't know how to show that. I mean, it was basically, the sigma known is, we have the mu is equal to the, and then the one is the t-score is the, let me just, hold on. It's all the alternative, the mu is equal to the mu 0 for the normal distribution. T distribution is, it's almost the same, but unfortunately the sigma is not known. The hypothesis says for two means paired data, though, is the mu difference is equal or greater or less than or greater than the 0. And then the independent one, which was independent samples, is the mu equals to the mu the mu.
Now, these are the things from the beginning, right?
Yes. So it's basically, if you were to do this, you would whip out we would do the four different areas of those the Excel sheets that they've given to us. One's the independent known, one is on that one, and then the T is on the next one, and then so forth and so forth and so forth. And so that's how I can figure out that. So in part 2.1, what is the research question? And is there a difference between the wages between male and female at BYU Idaho and their wages? That's it.
Yeah.
So what is the null hypothesis? They were just seeing if there was, so there was no greater or less than, so it would be that mu1 is equal to, the null is n, mu1 is equal to mu2, and the alternative is mu is not equal to mu2.
Right.
Collection data 2. It's just from the department, the math department collected the data. So, all right. Simple as that.
I feel like these questions are kind of off.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, what type of hypothesis is appropriate to independence? It is, and then it's talking about what are the requirements met for this class. It is large enough for a normality, but it was not a random sample. That was 4B. 4C, the test statistics according to that computer in the two sample independent comes out to negative 1.836. Degrees of freedom, again, computing it from it, just reading it off, is 98.263. And then making sure that you put the right thing is not equal to, in the formula is 0.069. 0.69 is greater than 0.05, so therefore what?
You reject it, right?
We fail to reject it. Anything that's greater than the variance.
Yes, because you reject it if it's less than, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And so that means anything when we fail to reject it, therefore becomes we have insufficient evidence to imply men and women's wages are different.
Yeah.
And it says, what's the confidence level? Either or, because if you flip or flop the
Yeah.
sides on that, it goes negative 4.529 or 0.1.
Great way to make it confusing.
Yes, I mean that. Yeah, definitely keep understanding of that, and that does, yeah, when it comes to tests. Now interpret the confidence interval you built above. It is basically, I mean, there is insufficient confidence method. We can also say there is insufficient. Yeah. Just basically everything is going to 0, so it is therefore insufficient to conclude that it has the confidence for it. I don't understand that, but that's just regurgitation.
I know. I agree.
Okay. All right. Other than that, I mean, really, without really doing a lot of work, that's the answers. I mean, it wasn't really that hard as long as you understand which statistic spreadsheet you were supposed to be using, because if you don't use the right one, your answers get off. So,
yeah.
Other than that, we're good, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop broadcast on this, and this will be a short one. So, all right.